You're standing in your own life, and suddenly the lights start flickering. You say, "The lights are dimming." He looks at you, perfectly calm, and says, "What are you talking about? The lights are fine." You're imagining things again, and you pause. You squint. You think, "Maybe I am." That, my friend, is the moment the gaslighting begins. Welcome to the terrifying, invisible prison so many of us live in without even knowing it. Tonight, we're walking straight into the heart of Dr. Robin Stern's masterpiece, The Gaslight Effect. How to spot and survive the hidden manipulation. And I'm not going to give you a dry summary. I'm going to drag you through the stories, the stomach drops, the tears, the rage, and finally, the moment the lights come back on. Because once you see it, you can never unsee it. Let's start with 3 people you might recognize. First, Katie. Bright, bubbly Katie who lights up every room. Her boyfriend, Brian, smiles thinly one night and says, "You know, everyone laughs at how over the top you are, right? You're embarrassing me." She laughs it off at first, but he keeps going week after week until one day Katie looks in the mirror and doesn't recognize the quiet, anxious woman staring back. She thinks, "Maybe I really am too much." Then there's Liz. Brilliant executive, kicks ass at work. New boss comes in, praises her to her face, then leaves her out of every major meeting. When she asks why, he looks shocked. "Liz, you're being paranoid. I include you in everything." Her colleagues agree. "He's always talking about how amazing you are." Liz starts waking up at 3 a.m., wondering if she's losing her mind. And Mitchell, sweet, stylish Mitchell, who finally buys the clothes he loves. His mother takes one look and sneers, "You look ridiculous. Are you trying to humiliate me?" He defends himself. She cries, "After everything I've done for you." Suddenly, he's the cruel son, and he's apologizing for jeans. 3 different lives, one common thread. Someone they love is slowly, masterfully convincing them that their reality is wrong. That, Dr. Robin Stern tells us, is gaslighting. And here's the terrifying twist most people miss. It almost always happens with someone you deeply love or admire. The glamour gaslighter sweeps you into a fairy tale, then makes you feel crazy for wanting emotional connection. The good guy gaslighter seems so reasonable, so caring, while quietly erasing your confidence. The intimidator rages or sulks until you're walking on eggshells just to keep the peace. And you start dancing the gaslight tango. Chapter 2 introduces us to Trish, powerhouse lawyer, terrified of looking weak. Her husband Aaron dismisses her feelings constantly. So what does Trish do? She fights harder, argues better, proves she's right. She thinks she's defending herself, but every time she engages, she hands him more power. Because the dance only works if both people keep stepping. Here's where it gets dark. You stay because of something Dr. Stern calls the emotional apocalypse. The terror that if you stop trying to make him see you, everything will explode. You'll be alone. You'll be the bad one. You'll be nothing. Or worse, you stay because of the urge to merge. You've tied your entire identity to being his perfect partner, his savior, his everything. If he doesn't approve of you, then who are you? And then there's the empathy trap, the cruelest twist of all. You love him so much that you swallow your own pain to protect his feelings. You become the world's best mind reader, therapist, and punching bag all in one. Until one day you realize you don't even know what you feel anymore. This is where most people break. Stage 1. What are you talking about? You still believe in yourself. You argue back. You're shocked anyone would twist reality this way. Stage 2. Maybe you have a point. And the worst part? From the outside, everything looks fine. You're successful. You're beautiful. You're fine. No one sees the war inside your head. But here's where the story twists again, and this time toward hope. Dr. Stern doesn't leave us in the darkness. Chapter 6 is called Turning Off the Gas, and it starts with the most painful question you'll ever ask yourself. Are you willing to let this relationship end if it has to? Katie finally reaches that point. Brian screams, manipulates, cries, promises to change, the classic cycle. But Katie has been doing the work. She's followed the 6-point plan. 1. Name the problem out loud, even if only to yourself. 2. Have compassion for the part of you that's been fighting to be loved. 3. Give yourself permission to make the sacrifice. Yes, even if it means being alone. 4. Get back in touch with your feelings. Journal them, cry them, scream them into a pillow. 5. Empower yourself. Remind yourself daily who you were before this person dimmed your light. 6. Take one step, then another, and suddenly the lights stop flickering. Chapter 7 asks the question we all dread. Should I stay or should I go? Dr. Stern gives us 4 questions that cut like a knife. 1. Can I act differently with this person? 2. Is he capable of acting differently with me? 3. Am I willing to do the work to change our dance? 4. If I give it everything, will I be happy here in 5 years? Be honest when you answer, because some gaslighters will never change, and staying to fix them is just another, slower way of killing yourself. The final chapter, Chapter 8, is where the healing begins for real. Whether you stay and set iron boundaries, or limit the relationship to protect your peace, or leave and never look back, Dr. Stern gives you the playbook. Be committed. Be aware of your feelings every single day. Be honest. Keep a journal so you can see the patterns. Be disciplined. Old habits will try to pull you back. Be responsible for your part without taking on blame that isn't yours. Be compassionate to yourself first, and yes, even to them. And most importantly, build a life where your worth doesn't depend on anyone else's applause. Imagine this. You wake up one morning, the lights are steady, your phone doesn't fill you with dread. You look in the mirror and recognize the person staring back. You laugh too loud in a restaurant and no one makes you feel small for it. You trust your memory. You trust your heart. You trust yourself. That's not a fantasy. That's what waits on the other side of the gaslight effect. So if you're listening to this and your chest feels tight, if you've been told you're too sensitive, crazy, overreacting one too many times, if you're exhausted from trying to prove your reality is real, this book is your way out. Dr. Robin Stern didn't just write a book, she handed us the match. And tonight, together, we're going to use it to burn the whole damn prison down.